And welcome everybody back to the Flying Dog House. We're going to try something different tonight. We're in Utah. We're at Cache Creek. This is a U.S. Forestry Service. I'm going to cough when I say this. Airfield. So I thought it might be fun just to do something totally different. How about some short takeoff and landing? Some bush flying. Let's get going. Okay, here we are. Scenery around here is stunning, so I thought it might be fun just to shoot a quick video here, just to give folks a flavor for doing bush flights. I know that while I have been participating in group flights on Virtual Flight Online, and if you're not over there with us, please join us. We have regularly scheduled group flights, so consider that an invitation. We're out on Discord. It's a virtual airline that you can join, and if you like big birds, you can do that. We have tours that you can fly, and then we have our group flights, and group flighting is really my passion. But I also try to share some sort of perspective around doing something different in the sim. Never done this before. Why not? Because you can. All right, so I'm in the this is the Ziln Shock Ultra. I've been flying around a little bit. I am certainly not going to paint myself as a bush pilot expert. We're going to take off here. We're just going to enjoy some of this scenery. It's definitely a challenge. And this is going to become a group flight that we're going to do later on in 2024 over on Virtual Flight Online. So more than welcome to join us. And here we go. Up and away. I guess it's a tired old cliche as far as aviation is concerned. I mean, it's really about getting to know your aircraft, finding out what the windows are for operation and your limitations, as well as the aircraft, and then operating with some sense. The bush flying is really about taking in the scenery and then challenging yourself with finding safe places to get into and out of. We're just going to have a fly. Sped next loaded here. We don't have any controller issues while we do this. But the other thing I wanted to talk about, during this flight is really taking a peek at little nav map. If you're bored and you're flying the same old thing, maybe you're repetitively flying in and out of your own local airport or airfield, and that's fine. But wouldn't it be neat to see something new and different? So how did I find this? Well, one of the things that I like to do in terms of flight planning for group flights is I'll just randomly move my way over in little nav map and start looking for topography that I think might be interesting from the air, and then I'll map out a couple of touch and goes, and then we see how it works. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And you also have to keep in mind that different people enjoy different kinds of scenery. Some people like the ocean or the tropics. Some people like mountains. some folks don't care and they just want to see something new and different. And there's so many different things to experience on what I'll refer to during this video as virtual Earth. Why wouldn't you want to go and take a peek at something different? So at any rate, we're going to just try our hand with the Ziln. And this isn't so much a how-to, it's really a why. Let's just go do something fun and different. And it gives you the opportunity to get to know a different kind of airframe, easy for me to say, with different performance characteristics. And you're going to see once we get to our first airfield here, it can be visually intimidating. But that's where this is fun, right? So it's a perfectly safe environment to explore and learn. And before I had this group flight plan mapped out, I'm not sure that I had flown any in Idaho. If this video is intriguing for you, again, I am going to invite you to come and join us. And we have anywhere between 40 and 60 on Discord, and then lots of other folks who are just following along with the group flight plan on their Xbox and not using any sort of chat or audio. But all are welcome. And Jonathan certainly has done a great job of, creating that community. And there's room for lots of different kinds of interests too. I love vintage airplanes and I love warbirds. So I enjoy that. And we've hosted some things on Virtual Flight Online to really explore that as well. Which then also led to building some custom sceneries, especially around the warbird group flights that we have done. And we're continuing to build that out. Because quite frankly, it's something that we're interested in. Alright, we're coming up on our waypoint and we'll make a turn here. So there are lots of different kinds of navigational things that you can put into a little nav map. User-defined waypoints would be one. And then obviously airports and airfields would be another. And then you've got different kinds of navigational aids that you can also include in flight plans. Especially if you're building something for instrument flight rules. If you're doing something commercial, then you have standard departures and approaches that you can also put into a little nav map as well, and then incorporate those into the sim. But really, little nav map gives you a way to be able to plan out your flight, where you're going to go. We are moving along quite at a clip here. I can slow down a little bit. Again, we're only going to do a fraction of this flight plan that I have mapped out. And what we do as far as scheduling the group flights is that we have those out on a calendar on our Discord, and we also include a screenshot of the route, and then we also have a little nav map file and then a flight plan file, a .plm file that you can load in Microsoft Flight Simulator on the world map, and that loads into into the sim. Especially useful if you're using a Garmin. That you can follow your progression through your plan and follow the magenta line for doing your navigation. All right, we're coming up on waypoint number 3 here. And for truth in advertising, we are probably living a little bit in the danger zone. But again, it's the sim. And the geographic formations around here are certainly well done. See where they have modeled the strata in the rock. And I'm anticipating that this is just going to continue to get better as we get closer and closer to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Alright. We're getting closer and closer to interstate speed here. I'm going to open up flow from parallel 42. Change the daylight here for a bit, make it a little brighter. Okay. There we are. And then we'll make our way over to our destination. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to suspect that there's probably some outstanding trout fishing that's going to take place here. Add some horsepower to get our airspeed up a little bit. Won't be going quite that slow yet. And again, I'm getting to know this particular bird, so this is really a as much as anything else a shakedown flight for me for flying this particular aircraft. The airfield that we are going to be landing at is just at our, I'm going to call it 12:30 to 1 o'clock, right off our nose. It looks like a road going uphill. So there's our airstrip. We can drop down here, lose a little bit of our altitude. And I'm going to drop some flap too to start burning off some speed. Really about speed of approach and then the angle at which you're going to come in. And this is an uphill runway too, so got to keep that in mind as we make our way down. And we'll drop some more flap here in just a minute. And then I'll have to add a little bit more power to be able to maintain our a flyable airspeed. Okay, here we go on the barn doors. And the other thing that I would mention is in the sim is don't be afraid to go around. If you don't feel good about your approach, and go around. I guess another way of saying that is live to fly another day. And not hit the ground harder than you want to. I don't want to get any slower than 30. We will drop a wing and die. I am being very, very gentle here. Well, look at that. Like butter. Again, that was probably a little bit too slow. I could tell we were right on the knife edge there. We'll go ahead and taxi up here to the top of the hill. And we are so spoiled with the sim. This is gorgeous. All right, here we go. Got back here in the cockpit. Put our parking brake on here. We will shut things down. I'm going to leave it here. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully this has inspired you to try something new and different in the sim. More videos to follow, folks. Hope everybody's keeping well. Until next time. Cheers, y'all.